We are not rare, but before you leave, you will perceive the lore will be unlocked. You might be stalked by a Sasquatch or a ghost witch, possibly even a ghost that will boast about knowing the Ohio grassman or even the Michigan dogman. Werewolves hunt, poltergeists are up front, but in these backwoods, folklore is unlocked.
Welcome to Folklore Unlocked. I'm Austin, and like always, I'm joined by Ethan.
Yep, hello again, everyone.
And this week, we are taking a look at the famous apparent prophesizer Nostradamus. And a little bit about Nostradamus is that he was born Michel de Nostradam sometime in December 1503 in France. And he was a French apothecary, astrologer, physician, and like I mentioned before, was reportedly a seer. And he died either on July 1st or 2nd, 1566.
And he is most well known for his Les Prophéties, which translates to the Prophecies, the book. And he had 954 quatrains, or alleged predicting future events. And some thought that he was evil, a fake, or possibly insane. Others believed in his prophecies, and Catherine de Medici, wife of King Henry II of France, was a major supporter of Nostradamus, and based many of the predictions were on the Bible.
Yeah, we might do a episode on the De Medicis because they were a very, very influential Italian family back in the day. I believe they produced at least one pope and many queens. So, among other high-ranking nobles, if I remember right. So,
They had a lot of power
not
then.
yeah, not really any mysterious, just a very interesting historical figure, like we've done the last 2 weeks with Rasputin and now Nostradamus. And there's about 4 to 7-ish prophecies that have allegedly came true, and those include the Great Fire of London, the French Revolution, the rise of both Napoleon and the not so funny, but the have funny mustache and Hitler, both world wars, and kind of tying into that, the bombings of both Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Which, I mean, considering there's 954 different predictions like that, having only 4 that maybe came true might not be that great of a predictor.
Yeah, and I kind of lumped some of the predictions in together because they were kind of very similar.
Mm.
So that's why there's 4, but there's about 7. So give or take.
Yeah. And then there are some lesser claimed true prophecies, those being Apollo 11, the Space Shuttle Challenger disaster, the death of Princess Diana, and then also the 9/11 attacks.
So yeah.
So possibly 11, maybe?
Yeah, if you want to count them individually, about 11. If you want to cluster them together, about 8. And then his so-called prophecies were used by both sides during World War II. So the Allied powers, or the good guys, and the oh well, whatever the bad guys were called, the Nazis, Italy, and Japan.
The Axis.
Yeah, the Axis. As a history guy, that I should be ashamed, but the Nazi party was very, very interested in the occult during their very unfortunate time in power. Take a look at our episode on Die Glocke, or the bell, which we've already got up after this video, but that is very much a very occult kind of instrument.
Question: did we also do a video on Agartha? I think we did, didn't we?
No, not yet.
Oh, we haven't. Oh, okay. Sorry, I was getting ahead of myself.
They were also interested in the Hollow Earth theory, which kind of connects into Agartha, but we're also very interested in the Hollow Earth too.
Okay, that's what I was thinking of then. Okay.
Go watch both of those videos, or listen to them if you're on Spotify after you listen to this episode, or watch it, or whichever platform you're on, YouTube or Spotify, or if you're on X. We're doing our first live show this week on X.
Now, there are some arguments against Nostradamus' predictions. Many argue against the idea of actual prophecies being true, and claim that they are only true in misinformation or also mistranslations of the work of Nostradamus.
And I've also saw that people were using oh, this happened in one of his quatrains or something had somewhat resembled what had happened. So it's kind of like hindsight's 2020, so to speak. And Nostradamus has been kind of like Rasputin in a lot of pop culture. He had a character based off him in Clone High, which the original season, great. The Nostradamus Effect, which was a history kind of docu-series going through alleged predictions. Occult Academy, The Man Who Saw Tomorrow, Before Twilight, and Farewell to Nostradamus, which I remember that Farewell to Nostradamus being an anime.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
From what my research found, I remember that being an anime.
Might have to look into it then. And Clone High is very good. I like Clone High.
I've never saw Farewell to Nostradamus, but apparently that one's an anime. That did stick out to me because it's an anime based on Nostradamus, or at least Nostradamus' alleged prophecies. And on to our thoughts, I honestly think that Nostradamus' prophecies aren't necessarily completely true, since they're so nondescript and so broad that they really could apply to anything and everything that anybody wants. What anybody wants to attribute them to, so that would somehow, some way resemble whatever he wrote down. So, no, I don't think he could actually prophesize, predict the future, had any psychic abilities at all.
Yeah, I agree that the prophecies are pretty broad. I mean, kind of like we were talking about, like hindsight 2020, where it's like, oh, after an event happens, you're looking at the prophecies. It's like, well, that could have been that one, maybe. If you kind of squint a little bit, kind of like they were talking about how most of the prophecies are, well, most of the events that are there based off like mistranslations or whatever. It's like that wasn't exactly what he said, but they kind of bent it to kind of more uh, like predict it. Like it seemed like it actually happened.
Yeah,
Uh
yeah, it just seems like his prophecies, you gotta squint your eyes, turn upside down, and crawl over like a jungle gym
yeah.
to actually see what he was, what you wanted to see.
But yeah, it's hard to say that any of these are actually predicting a certain event, like World Wars, 9/11, stuff like that. So personally, I don't think they're actually predicting the future. I don't think he could actually predict the future.
And I mean, why is it that every one of his like prophecies, except Apollo 11, that people claim to be true, is a disaster?
I mean,
I
it's
mean,
pretty easy just to be like, oh, there's going to be a big war. Oh, there's going to be a big explosion or something like that. I mean, like, it's easy to kind of do stuff like that, which I don't know exactly what his quatrains said that might have correlated with these disasters. So, I mean, they could have been closer, but it's easy to say, oh, a disaster is going to happen in a certain way.
I think I saw like years ago that the Great Fire of London prophecy come at the fire of Chicago too. So, so there's another problem. There are two big fires, two separate big fires, and on other sides of the Atlantic Ocean could be the same prophecy.
He predicted them both.
You can't have that. That's a problem within itself. But I think that's all we've got for this week. Any last words, Ethan?
Just thanks for watching, everyone.
Well, thanks for watching. Next week we'll be taking a look at the Cahokia Mounds found in Cahokia, Illinois. So join us then for that. Thanks for watching if you're on YouTube and X. And if you're on Spotify, thanks for listening. Leave us a like, comment, and subscribe, or comment and follow. And we'll see you next week.
You might wake up beside Spearfinger with an extended visit from Jack the Ripper. But if you're lucky, it'll be an angel on that range hill of Louisiana. You might meet Mary Laveau or the Rougarou. At Folklore Unlocked, Austin and Ethan concoct their theory of the eerie and unexplained around the world, sometimes even the underworld. The lore is locked behind secrets, the folklore is meant to be unlocked. The Sokoloo is haunting NC as well as Tennessee. There are many giants that might be clients of the Dark Watchers, who might have psychokinesis. And the phantom time hypothesis is like the phoenix, coming back around again and again. The laser strain on your brain if you've got more than 2 brain cells in you. Some believe McCartney is dead because they read into the Mandela effect, which is subject to folklore.